Hello, and welcome to your weekly astrology transits. So, this week we have several significant events occurring. One is our Saturn and Mars square. We can see that they are really close. So, let me see. I moved it back a day. You can see that they're almost right there. 25 degrees of Sagittarius. Mars is there. And you know that's a mutable sign. And then Saturn is 25 degrees Pisces, a mutable sign. So mutable to mutable, we have a square. And if we go ahead till today, they pass in degree. You can see that it was 2510, and it was gaining on the faster planet is the one that's transiting the slower planet. So it's almost reached the 10 degrees is or 10 minutes is almost at close to 15. So it has just a little bit more to go. So we go by the day, we can see that it's gone past that, but it's still within orb. We have that square with the two testy type of planets. We have structure, but it's a dissolving structure. We have Saturn in Pisces, which is, still putting order in, still putting the brakes on, but it's a softer brake. Instead of like slamming on the brakes, it might be pushing them kind of, nicely. And then Mars's energy is the energy. Mars is hot, Saturn is cold, Mars is fast, Saturn is slow. So Mars being at the end of Sagittarius, a fire sign, it's like it's cruising. It has this forward moving energy, wants to get things done. It looks over there. It's been far reaching, looking beyond, getting things going. This whole, last several weeks of Sagittarius energy, Sun, over 2 weeks ago moved into Sag. Venus is into Sag. So we have this uplift. That being said, they will all move into Capricorn really soon, but we'll get there. So anyway, we have the square. So it's just squares are necessary in that they put in structure, they put in order, they make things, it's like it's hard to build something without some kind of level, have something square, something that you can connect to make angles. So it's necessary to put in order. You can't have things without some kind of order. And I think it's it's a good aspect in that it helps us to check and see where we're at. Sometimes you get going on something and you move too fast, too forward, too fast. So this is helping to put in some order while we move whatever our structures, our endeavors, our passions, our life in order. That being said, I believe this would be the last, let's see, the last square while they are in these mutable signs, because Neptune is going to move into Aries, and then the next time they square, it will be it won't be in mutable signs because it'll be in cardinal signs. So this is interesting. It's like the last of this dissolving kind of square energy, because Mars is going to move forward, and it will conjunct sometime in the future, and then it will make its opening square, but it will be in, I believe, cardinal signs. So this is like the last of that one. Very interesting. Okay, moving on. This week we have the moon moving into what would be the others sector of the chart. It started out in Leo. All that fun energy, right after the weekend, Sunday late, and then Monday, yesterday, nice Leo moon. Today's finishing up, and we'll be moving into Virgo, and then into Libra and into Scorpio by the end of the week. So it's into the other side. It's into maybe seeing how you can help others. It's not so much benefit from others as helping, it's being aware of others. It's like looking at how others and you interact in the world. It's also taking constructive criticism. It's cleaning things up. It's putting in order. It's balancing relationships. It's that whole bottom right side or second quadrant type of the chart energy that is this week. And, as we have our moon just, getting into its opening square, it just, last week we had the full moon, and now we're coming into the opening square. As the moon will go into Virgo, it will be, that opening, I should say closing square, but it's the opening. It's the yeah, that'd be a better way to say it. It's the closing square as the moon is approaching now the new moon. So it's closing in. That's actually more correct way to say it. All right, so that is today, and then tomorrow. Is there anything else I want to tell you about today? Not really. That's just kind of that Mars square Saturn energy is coming to Sunday. I mean, sorry, Monday into Tuesday. It's been gaining there, and then it just perfected, and now it's separating. Wednesday, tomorrow, we have Neptune direct. You can see that it's stationed here, 29 degrees. It was, let's see, go back couple days. It's been slowing down right there at the 29, 22. So now it's going to start moving, and then we'll go back into Aries very soon. We'll walk into it with Saturn in February. So anyway, that is a big deal. So this is kind of whenever anything is changing direction, it is stationary, more or less. I mean, of course it's not, but from our perspective, so it gets more intense. So maybe we could have a lot more disruptions, computer disruptions, cell phone disruptions, little glitches and things. Plus, we've had some intense solar activity, and we're still experiencing intense solar activity, some massive flares coming at different parts of the world and causing a lot of disruptions, a lot of earthquakes. There's been some unprecedented ones happening. Stephen Burns on YouTube is a great channel who goes into a lot of the geology, the astrophysics. He's also an astrologer. He interviews many people. Stephen, Stefan Burns, very good for finding that stuff out, and interesting to follow. Okay, so this that's intense. So Neptune being stationary, starting to changing course, changing directions. We have a few of those this week. We also have Mercury right here at the end of Scorpio, making an opposition over to Uranus. There's the kicker, I think, of this week. This is the one that I mess with it today. This is the one that I think is really interesting. It's fast moving because it's Mercury, but it's like, it went back. It went over, I should say, it opposed Uranus, and then it's going to, it hit forward, and then it hit it retrograde, and now it's hitting it forward again. So we're keep getting, and being in Scorpio now, that's digging up information. So it's like ding, more information, ding, more things to drop, ding, more information, stuff out of the blue, stuff bubbling up, stuff being rooted out, Taurus rooting, Earth, what am I thinking of? Mercury, communications, but deep and investigative and troublesome. So this stuff is ringing in really strong right now. So this is, I think, intense. Watch the news, and then conflicts, the war thing, lots of that type of stuff heating up with these elements going on. All right, that's pretty much Wednesday. And then coming into Thursday, Mercury moves into just about here. Let me go in a few minutes. Oh, yeah, let's go hours. Let's see, there it is. At like 6:30 p.m., at least where my time is. But we can see Mercury changes signs into Sagittarius. So now we have a nice Sagittarian stellium here. All of the inner planets, the sun, Mercury, Mars, Venus, all here. And let's see, the moon is coming around. Let's see, Mars might move out by then. Yes, I believe it will. So anyway, we have this little stellium for a few days. Ultra Sag energy. Mercury here. It's opposite to its rulership. So it's not the best place for here. It's in its detriment. So it may be, there may be more things coming out, more stuff like revealed, babbled, bloviated, blown out of proportion, exaggerated. It's like, whoops, I said that. Whoop, oh, I didn't mean that. No, oh, 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 flub up, that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's definitely, that those are definitely all kicking off. Um, Mercury, walking here into Sag. So big stellium here for a few days, moving there, and that's again another big energy. So we've had Neptune go direct. Now we have Mercury changing signs, and let's see. Anything else on Thursday? No, that's it. Friday, Moon changes signs into Libra. Again, that part of the chart, Moon now over here is, coming into the weekend, balancing things, being considerate, being kind, trying to balance things, Moon the next few days with that. It's kind of, it could be nice and it could be shitty at the same time, All right. Friday. Whoops, did I get Friday? Yeah, we talked about Friday. Anything else I want to tell you about that? Not really. Okay, Saturday. Now, Mercury having changed signs, it's at 2 degrees and it's going to be making a sextile over to Pluto. So it's like it's a nice conversation. It might be, though, this is like where the honest, blurting, frank statements come out. Just open mouth, insert foot kind of stuff. So be careful about being open and honest. Does that person, may not lie, but you can change the topic. You can change, all of a sudden, oh, look out the window. Oh my goodness, is it going to rain? You don't have to answer. Otherwise, it could just go over the top, and then you could just go on and on about stuff. So watch that. And Mercury is in Sag, and then especially when other planets are there, it's going to resonate with that and make it more that way. Okay, and then over to Pluto. There's where it can get like, when it's this sextile, it can get like egged on to leak secrets, to like loose lips sink ships. To blab stuff, to because we have deep and we got altruistic, Pluto here in Aquarius. It might want to, leak information, lots of stuff coming out, blurt stuff out inadvertently, not like whoops, that kind of stuff. So it'd be interesting to like watch the tabloids and the world view for these few days, and to see those types of things. Also, make sure that you check your text messages and emails and things before you hit the send button. Yeah, that's that kind of energy. All right. Sunday, we got the square. Now Mars getting to the end of, well, let's go back. It's like it's going fast. Okay, so it's like late Saturday into Sunday, depending on where you're at. But we have this square here to Neptune. Well, let's see. First of all, there's the inconjunct. Let me hit that one first. The quincunx over of Mars over to Uranus. So this could be also forcing things. This could be something sudden, and then it's like it forces you to maybe take action on something. Maybe you weren't ready for it. Because these things are adjustment, a quincunx, that relationship there is like always an adjustment. And then we have Mars in Sag wanting to just move on. It's not thinking. It's just like, blah, let's move ahead. Yeah. And then Uranus, something out of the blue. This is where the guy's walking and slips on the banana peel or something like that. Kind of, it's just like off out of the blue, not paying attention. And this again, where stuff could just accidentally blurt out, the energy to be not refined, not precise, sloppy, kind of comes in with that. All right. Is there anything else on that? Yeah. And then as Mars goes one more degree, See, we have it at 29, or sorry, 28, 28. And then when it goes to 29, then it makes an aspect over to Neptune. Now we've got Mars squaring Neptune. Right before it changes signs. So see, pretty dynamic week. Okay, so what is that all about? So again, Mars moving forward, it's in Sag, it wants to get there. It's, aiming, the arrow is going through the air. And then here over to Neptune, it's like, where did it go? I know I shot it that way. I know I did that. I could swear that I did that. I know I put my keys right here. I know I called her. That kind of an energy. So that's that, like that squares. It's just odd. And then with Uranus there, it's also like that as well. So we could have a lot of that for a couple of days. So watch that coming into the weekend. It would not be the time for a real precise interview or anything like that. More free spirited kind of things. But yeah, that could be, because critical degree right at the end of the sign, and Neptune is really strong here. It is stationary and it's direct now, and then Mars is strong too, but it's like Neptune is still in its own sign right now. It's like it's the stronger of the two. So I think the illusion or the lie or the inverted truth or the you screwed up, you forgot kind of thing is stronger in this case, or whoever, you know what I'm saying, whoever else is in that position. Yeah, so that's going to be kind of touchy. So just keep that in mind if stuff starts happening there. And then coming into, let's see what else, Sunday. There's a couple funky sun aspects on Monday. Do I even have Chiron on here today? I didn't. Yeah, I do. I got Chiron up here. So sun, is just actually a day before, right there, like late Saturday. Sun trine Chiron. So the reason I bring it up is because we have some of these interesting energies, and this is a fiery healing, maybe. So maybe your this honesty or something blunt and open creates some kind of healing, maybe healing for yourself, because it's the sun, and the sun is ego and yourself, and Chiron is healing, especially this degree, especially fire signs. So that could be even more impacting this week. And the sun is also in conjunct, let me go back, still back here, yes, coming into Sunday. Sun is making an odd aspect with Jupiter. It was making a trine last month when it was in, at the end of Scorpio, and then as it's gone into Sag, now it's at that degree, and it's just like not fitting. So maybe here's where you pull the reins on overspending or over. It's like, well, I'm comfy enough at home. I don't need that. Or I'd rather go for a walk than be at home right now. I'd rather be out or pay attention to my spirit instead of kind of being cushy, too comfortable, because it's like it's a not mix of the ego self wanting to move and the comfort expansion of Jupiter. So that's just going to be a day, but that could be just kind of odd with with some of these odd energies coming up over the weekend, and then kind of odd with the moon in that loving, polite Libra sign. So it may be a little hard to mix a few things together on that. Okay, so all of that, and then Mars changes signs on Monday, moves into Capricorn, which is its sign of exaltation. If it can't be in Aries or Scorpio, then it wants to be in Capricorn. So it was having fun in Sag because it's a sister sign or brother sign, whatever. It's a fire sign. So it's kind of, Mars is kind of in a good way right now. And then it moves into a place that it likes to be. So this is also very good for a capitalist venue, for making things work, for putting energy, for putting your work into creative efforts to make it, the rubber hit the road, to make something concrete, valid, make money, put it in stone, make it solid, make it work, move ahead kind of energy. And now with a lot of the planets direct and we have just a little bit of curtailing of Jupiter, which is sometimes good. It's not like overdoing, because Jupiter can get over the top, especially in its exalted place. It could be like buckling down, staying in a budget, creating guidelines, creating a spending module, limits, and coming into the season now, it might be really good to kind of rein in a little bit of the spending, because here's a little, we got Venus and the sun getting together, so this is like wanting to spend, and then this is like wanting to budget. So just moving on, just look at the, we have Venus and the sun traveling, and then right almost there, sun changes signs. Just look down here, we have sun changing signs there, and then here comes Venus behind, riding just behind the sun, and they're riding together for a while until January 7th. Then Venus comes ahead of the sun. You see that there? And then now we have Mercury here. So then there's our stellium coming into Capricorn stellium, or our winter stellium. Okay, so just wanted to show you that so you can see just kind of how things are moving, and where we go. Where do we go from here? All right. I think that is it for today. Pretty much. Yep. All right. Have a good weekend and enjoy this time. More to follow. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.